Hello everybody and welcome back to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads. If you're unfamiliar with who the Newlydeads are, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com for more information about who we are, what we do, and where to find us. I said originally go to your website, but go to our website. It's probably more helpful in this situation. But in the year 2026, our goal is to once again grow the channel. So if you have not done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the page. As well as comment on the videos. All those things help to, make our videos more available. And if you know anybody that would be interested in the content that we have on this channel, we would very much appreciate it if you like the page and subscribe. We will be sure to go to your channel, check it out, and subscribe back to you. And I do check comments pretty much all the time. So if something does come through, I respond fairly quickly. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. It is just our request, and we do appreciate any assistance. But just watching the video alone is something we appreciate. That's why I do it. As long as somebody's watching, then I'm happy. So on this video, we only have a few things to talk about. I like to keep these fairly short and sweet so you can, continue on with whatever else you have going on. But I do occasionally pick up some toys. And in this video, I just wanted to give you an update on a couple of things I had gotten fairly recently. These usually come in batches because when the new series is released, there is typically about 3 per set. Sometimes there's more. I have gotten to the point where I'm only picking up specific ones, and I'm probably winding down on even doing that. At some point, I may just completely stop or, only get very specific or limited things. All right, so what I'm talking about is Toony Terrors from NECA. As most of you know who are familiar with the channel, it is probably my favorite series of horror type collectibles. They do make superhero and some other characters besides just horror characters, but it is a Scooby-Doo style action figure, and they have been making them for a couple years now. I have more or less the entire run of the standard editions. There's some, various chase figures and even some stuff that is only sold in certain stores and things like that. And so I don't have all of that. I kind of got away from that obsessive collecting. This is really just the basics, the bare bones, so to speak, for the most part. So first up, we have the Grabber, who you may recognize from the Black Phone 1 and 2. This is the original version of Ethan Hawke's character before he's in the mask. And then, of course, in the sequel, if you've seen that, it's a different take on this. So I will put some images up here from the film. I don't remember what year it came out. I probably should have had something written down here, but you're here to look at the toys. So here is the figure itself. You're probably like, you're not taking it out of the box. Well, no, because I hang them on the wall, and this is a perfect display case. So with these, you've got, of course, the kind of Toony Terrors style boxing. On the back, you have a sort of a diorama style image that matches the figure. So if you want to cut that out, if you take the figure out, you can place it up next to it, and then it looks like a scene from the film. On the bottom, it's nice because they provide you with information about the sculptors, the artists, anybody that was involved there with the figure. And I will also put this up on the side here so you can get a better look at this figure. I enjoyed the Black Phone, both the original and the sequel. I'm an Ethan Hawke fan, and it's kind of interesting to see him in this type of role. Not that it's totally unusual, but it's kind of slowly being pushed as a horror icon. I don't know if he'll ever get to that point, but time will tell. Next up, we have the Babyface Killer from the Happy Death Day series, which, if I remember correctly, I've heard that I believe a 3rd film is coming. The creator of this series, a director, has some very interesting kind of takes on horror films, which kind of strays away from the typical tropes and mixes in other tropes from other genres, comedies, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever, and kind of mashes them up in terms of, so this is kind of like Groundhog's Day meets Scream. It's the best way to describe it. Now, this is the Babyface Killer from the film, which Tree, I forget her last name, goes to a college, and this is, while she's there, I don't remember if it's the mascot for the college or if it's something to do with a frat party or something, but the killer dons this mask, and then that becomes, the staple for the rest of the first 2 films. Then on the back here, you've got a scene from the film. Like I said, it takes place on a college campus. And it's a fun series. Like I said, I just think Groundhog's Day meets Scream. And if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, I really enjoyed this one and the sequel, and I look forward to, if they do a third one, to see that as well. Finally, you're probably like, aren't you tired of this franchise yet? I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not. I'm not. I know it's kind of become oversaturated, kind of like zombies did a decade ago, which again, I'm not sick of zombies either. One of those guys is just kind of loyal, I guess, to the end. But I championed this film back when I first saw the anthology that the character started in. And I bought the film as soon as it was available when they made the first one on physical media, and I've been following it ever since. It's just one of those things. It's interesting to watch kind of the natural progression of an icon. And here we have, this is from Terrifier 3. This is Art the Clown dressed as Santa Claus. And you can see that the Toony Terror, for certain things, like they did What We Do in the Shadows, and they did Wednesday, the TV series. For those, they changed the box arts. Hocus Pocus, they did that too. Not sure if that's the licensing agreement deal that they have with the studios, whether it's, you know, Walt Disney or whoever the studio is. But I know Damien Leone has his name directly tied with the whole franchise, so I'm guessing maybe, you know, it's a way to kind of maintain that brand. But anyway, here we have the figure itself. It's a pretty, you know, kind of an inaction figure in this case. You know, there's no like real articulation to it. It's just kind of a standing there. Now there's an Art the Clown on the back here that I've already got. I have this one. I don't have the bloody one. I don't have the one with the little pale girl. I didn't even know that existed, to be honest with you. I've not stayed on top of this series, so I didn't know that there were 2-packs out there, but apparently they are. But this is the Bloody Santa suit, which I kind of wanted to at least have this one out of all of them. And then, of course, I have the standard Art the Clown, which I wouldn't mind having a little pale girl, but if it means buying yet another Art the Clown, I don't know if I would go that far at this point. I'm hoping that at some point they do a Victoria Hayes. She's my favorite character from the series. She's the most interesting, and definitely the most interesting to drive. I've done a few different pieces of her, and she's just the facial structure alone for the makeup effects is just fascinating. It's just fascinating. Tragic, but fascinating. So that is it. Just a few things just to show you here from the Toony Terrors line from NECA. Good job, NECA. We are NECA supporters in this house. But anyway, like I said, please like, share, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and you'd rather talk to us directly, you can always reach us at our email address at contact@thenewlydeads.com, and I'll be happy to get back in touch with you as soon as I can. But other than that, remember that tomorrow is not guaranteed, so don't forget to unbox your heart. We'll see you soon.